Today we are going to work on our pronunciation with some listening and speaking exercises. One pronunciation problem that often comes up is how to pronounce numbers. The most common problem I see with my students is not that they don't know how to say the names of the numbers, but it's that they're not pronouncing them clearly. They say one number and I hear something else. Their mistake is usually coming at the end of the words, with the pronunciation of T for multiples of 10, like 30, 40, 50, and with the pronunciation of teen for the teen numbers, like 13, 14, 15. It is a very subtle difference in pronunciation, but it makes a big difference in what number you are saying, right? So let's look a little bit more at the numbers I'm talking about. Try saying this number. 13. 13. Good. Now try saying this number. 30. 30. Good. Now looking at the numbers, they are clearly very different. So we need to make sure the way we're saying them is correct. So there's a big difference, right, between someone who is 13 and someone who is 30. So when we're rushing or we're not careful in the way we speak, the numbers 13 and 30 can sound very similar. But if that's how old you are, it's very different. Yeah? So listen again. 13. 30. 13. 30. Good. Can you hear the difference? It's right at the end of the word. 13. 30. Yeah? Now, let's look at the way the words are actually written. 13 ends with an N. So really listen for that N sound, okay? 13. 13. Good. Now let's look at how 30 is spelled. It doesn't have an N. It ends with a T-Y. 30. 30. No N sound. Okay? Now the real problem is that we often speak quickly and we don't always really enunciate, or we aren't really careful to pronounce this final N sound in the teen numbers. So although 13 has an N at the end, and N at the end, it can be difficult to hear. And if you really make an effort to make the N sound obvious, it does sound a little weird. 13. 13. It is easier to understand, but it doesn't sound very natural. If I put less emphasis on the N sound, 13, it sounds much more natural. 13. Yeah? Unfortunately, now it is a little bit harder to understand what I am saying. 13. Yeah? But luckily, I have another trick to help you out. Okay? So let's listen again to each of the numbers. Okay? 13. 30. 13. 30. Well, there's a little difference with the N sound and the Y sound. 13. 30. There's actually a difference in the way I pronounce the T sounds in each word. Okay, so listen a little bit more in the middle. Here we go. 13. 30. 13. 30. Can you hear it? In 13, the T makes a very clear T sound. T. T. 13. Yeah? Very clear. But listen to the T in 30. 30. The T here, I am actually making more of a D sound, like dog. Duh, duh. 30. 30. It's a little bit sneaky, okay? We have a sneaky D in here. Mm-hmm. Let's make sure you can hear the difference. Listen for that sneaky D. 13, 30, 13, 30. Now I want you to try. Really focus on the T and the D. Here we go. Listen and repeat after me. 13. Good. 30. Good. One more time. 13. Good. 30. Good. Now, just so you know, T's don't often make D sounds. But in these numbers, I find a lot of native speakers do make this sneaky little D sound, like dog. And it is very helpful in telling apart the multiples of 10, these TY numbers like 30, and the teen numbers like 13. So, if you can make this little change to your pronunciation, you might find that people can understand you a lot better. So give it a try, okay? Okay, let's do a little bit more practice now that you know what sounds you were listening for. So remember, we need to pay attention, number one, to the little N sound at the end of teen numbers, like 13. Okay? Again, in these teen numbers, we're making a very clear T sound. Okay? So pay attention to the N and the T. In the multiples of 10, over here, like 30, we want to make that T, make that sneaky D sound. Okay? The D. So let's try. Listen carefully and repeat after me. Make sure you sound like I do. Okay? Here we go. 13. Again. 13. Good. Now let's do the 30s. 30. 30. Yeah? Good. I think you've got it. So let's do a little bit more listening practice. This time, I will say a number, and you guess which one it is, okay? Here we go. 13. 13? Good. Yeah? Okay, let's go again. 30. Good. 30. The little D. One more time. 30. 30? Did you get it? Good. Okay, we've had a lot of practice with 13 and 30. So now let's practice with some of the other numbers. So I'm going to say one of the following numbers and you choose which one I am saying, okay? I'll go through them all so you get a little practice first. Also, repeat after me so that you get to practice saying the sounds too. Remember to focus on your T and N sounds for the T numbers and your sneaky D in the multiples of 10. Okay? Here we go. Listen and repeat after me. And we'll do all the teen numbers first, okay? Over here. So, listen and repeat. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. Good? Those are all the teen numbers. Let's do it one more time. Listen and repeat. Focus on your clear T sound and the N at the end. Okay? Here we go. Again. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. Good? Great. Okay, so those are all the teen numbers. Let's focus on to the T numbers, the multiples of 10. Okay? For this one, remember to focus on that sneaky D sound. Here we go. Listen and repeat after me. 30. 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Good. Some of those are a little tricky. Let's do them one more time. Listen and repeat. Make sure you're speaking. Here we go. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Good? Okay, so now I will say one of all these numbers and you guess what it is, okay? Here we go. I'll say it twice. 40, 40, 40. Did you get it? Great. Okay, here's the next one. 14, 14, 14. Good. Did you hear the difference? Duh, t. Good. I'll go through a few more, a little bit more quickly, okay? Here we go. 16, 16, 16. Next. 80, 80, 80. Next. 70, 70, 70. Good. 15, 15, 15. Great. I hope that went well for you. This is a great exercise to try with a friend. You both get the chance to practice speaking and listening and making sure you understand each other. So give it a go and make sure you both know how to say it and what you're listening for, okay? If you want to make it a little bit more challenging and more interesting, try practicing the numbers in sentences. So let's practice here. I will say a sentence with one of our teen numbers or one of our T numbers in it, and you guess what number it is, okay? Here we go. I'll say the sentence twice. I spent $50 yesterday. I spent $50 yesterday. 50. $50. Good? Okay, let's do another one. There were 18 people in my class. There were 18 people in my class. 18. 18 people. Good? All right, let's do another one. My friend Sally is 90 years old. My friend Sally is 90 years old. 90. My friend Sally is 90 years old. Okay, good. Last one. It took me 19 minutes to get here. It took me 19 minutes to get here. 19. It took me 19 minutes to get here. Good? Again, this is a great exercise to practice listening and speaking with a friend. Don't forget to practice on your T and N sound and your sneaky D sound, okay? So great work today. I hope these tips will help you to improve your pronunciation of your teen numbers and your T numbers with your sneaky D. So go through the listening and speaking exercises that we did here again if you are still having trouble, okay? And also try practicing with a friend or try recording yourself speaking to see what you sound like and if you can understand yourself, okay? If you want, you can also book a lesson with me on italki. My link is in the video description. Also, check out my website if you haven't. It's www.ashleyteachesenglish.com. Again, the link is in the description. I'll be adding more videos and practice activities there. And if there's anything you want to see or you need help with, comment below or send me a message on my website, okay? I'm here to help you, so let's make it work. Thank you, and have a great day. Happy learning!